Hi guys, I'm Joe or One Man Boycott, and I want to keep it real. I've just done a half an hour ramble talk at the camera, trying to cover some things about my past, about some mental health stuff, music, mistakes I've made, why I'm back why I'm back doing Boycott again, all of those kinds of things. And I keep trying to re-record it and make it shorter, but I don't think it's worth it, if I'm honest, because I wanted it to be real. It's not like I haven't written down things I wanted to talk about. I haven't done anything like that. I wanted this video to be a thank you for the past year. You've changed my life. You've built me up, mentally changed my life, like with your support on YouTube, on all over my socials as well, even if it's in private. Patreons, obviously, you've helped change the outlook I have and what I'm doing with myself, and all of these things. So I'm just going to keep it real, and I'm going to try and cut out any of the, like, these bits of me going, those kinds of things, but I'm really not going to cut much out of this at all. And hope you're kind enough to not try and tear me a new one on the lovely comments that are YouTube comments, or wherever you're seeing this. I might post it around as well. Overall, what I want you to take away from this really is a massive thank you. Thanks for the past year. I'm not going anywhere. Every week I'll be posting at least one video a week. I've got some other things planned. We've got a band back together now, which is perfect. Everything's really positive. If you like these videos, please hit the like button. Remember to subscribe too, and if you want to support me in a real way, check out Patreon. The link is below. But either way, however you choose to support me, I really appreciate it. So thanks for being here. Thanks for putting up with me waffling on as well, and I hope you get something out of this video, even if it is just me talking to you for a long time. So I've just sat down, really simple setup, just to talk to you guys about like what I've been doing, I guess, like a wrap up of this last year. And it's almost more for me than it is for you guys, but hopefully you get a bit of insight into maybe me as a person or whatever. If I go off on one, please be kind in the comments and stuff. I know you always are, but yeah, the only reason why I say those kinds of things is because I can't begin to tell you how much this last year has kind of meant to me without talking about why I wasn't doing music before that. So some of you might know, the new people around here might not know, but I've played music for all of my life, pretty much all of my life out of school, pretty much. Played in bands, toured around, played in different countries. Very hesitant to blow my own trumpet with the achievements that I've had with my friends in those bands, but we did okay. And then kind of the last band I was in, without going into like a big story about it, the easiest way to I guess wrap that up would be that things happened and it kind of fizzled out in a way because of mistakes that were made. It's a whole other subject that I could go into off on that last band. But at the end of that last band, which was called Severe Zero, by the way, I'll probably link it down below, but maybe search for Severe Zero. I think there's still some stuff up. We were a good band. If you like Billy Talent, it's that kind of style. Really good times with that band. Two of my best mates. But at the end of that band, I decided that I didn't want to stop playing music, and that I'd never I'd never like, I'd always been in bands where my input to the songwriting process was mostly what we call little golden nuggets. So like maybe I'd write the word at most, like I'd write the lyrics to a song, or like be there and as an active part of a songwriting session. But then in that last band, we coined the phrase golden nuggets because we'd write songs together, but I felt like my main input into that band would be, oh, maybe if we said this instead, maybe if we did that instead, change this bit, change that bit, and just like it's almost like a production role almost, unintentionally, but that's kind of how it went. And so at the end of that band, I realized that I'd only ever been a part of a project or projects with other people, that I was kind of, I got into music. The first way that I got into music was that a band that my brother and my mates were in lost a singer. So I was like, I wasn't a singer at the time. I was like, yeah, I'll do it. And then the bass player left, and I was like, yeah, I can do it. And just kind of fell into or jumped into these situations, but I'd never been on my own or written music solely on my own. And I wanted to challenge myself to do that. And I still had some contacts from the last band, and the band's over. I'm sorry about my voice. There's something that's happening with my throat at the moment. And wanted to write my own music, like obviously all of the music myself, and then use those contacts to try and push out and do something. Yeah, and I just wasn't ready to give up. I wasn't ready to quit. I've realised that a lot of this is me just talking and remembering these things for the first time in a very long time. So you'll have to bear with me if it becomes a rant, and I'm sorry. But so that's where I was at the beginning of Boycott, and it very quickly became something that people were supporting, something that people were very positive about, like, you know, telling me I should do more and telling me, you know, keep going with it, do another EP and go out on tour and things like that. And I spent that literally started Boycott, just me, in like April, May, kind of this kind of time. I think it was 2013. Just me and the acoustic, and spent 6 weeks touring in Germany and having residencies and stuff in that first summer. And then straight off the back of that, I signed a record deal with an American label that I won't, if you dig you can find it, but I won't mention because I've got no real good things to say about the label. Put out one EP with those guys, got out of I wrote some of the best music I thought I'd written in, or been part of writing in a long time, and they technically had the rights to it, so I had to, I was like, I can't continue like this, and I got out of that fairly sharpish, to be honest. And then put the band together. This is kind of like I'm trying to gloss over this kind of history, but put the band together because the songs I was writing were clearly band songs. And I couldn't really put on. I'd been playing acoustic with backing as well now, and playing on bigger stages already, and it didn't feel what I had in my mind. The kind of songs that I was writing in my mind didn't really translate into me and just me and an acoustic. Now, I'm not a guitarist. I've never said that I was a guitarist, and it's just not something that links well. I can't do my best vocally whilst I'm trying to play an instrument. I got away with it with bass a bit more, but trying to like coordinate my hands, especially with the guitar, and then do my best vocally, it just doesn't click with me. I have to be, well, that's the reason why I put the band together, is so that I could pick people to do what they do best. So like a really good drummer that's just a drummer, or a really good guitarist that is pretty much just a guitarist, so that I could just sing and do what I was best at. So did that, went and recorded an amazing album that I'm super proud of now still. It's called Counting the Seconds. Go and check it out on Spotify or wherever. Did that with Ramesh Goda, who is an absolute living legend. And also a funny way to make friends. But that goes on. So we changed lineup a couple of times. I've realised how much I've gone on about this, but we changed lineup a couple of times, and then we hit a period where we were writing for a follow-up EP rather than a follow-up album. We were pretty much finished with that writing process, and we had said to promoters and venues that we were going to stop playing live for a minute, go and record this follow-up, and then we'll come out and play again. And that was, I think, and I really hope it's not more than this, but I think it was 3 years ago. Yeah. Because I think it was 2.5 years since I started putting music out again. Okay, so what happened then was the drummer ended up leaving, and then we didn't replace him. I was kind of burnt out with my mindset. The specific mindset I had about Boycott at the time is that it was a band, and it had like left. It stopped being my project, and it was just a band project I was a part of. That was a mistake to think like that, and I know that now, and it's part of what I'm changing with this new like Boycott 2.0 or whatever you want to call it. What happened then is I was kind of feeling really burnt out with the process of the band and music and writing in general, and I did the classic thing of putting too much pressure on what we were writing and what I was writing, and didn't have the confidence to just push through and just go and get someone else. After three lineup changes at this point, which would have made a fourth. Then around about that kind of time, I had to find another way of making money outside of music. Again, I was in quite a secure setup that was understanding of what I was doing. And that changed, circumstances changed, and I had to make some choices. I decided, wrongly, to set up my own business, doing the same thing that I was doing before, and then my creativity and the creative side of me got hold within building that business. So now all my energy was going towards building up a business that I didn't really care about. It was like, it's really hard to describe. Like, I did care about the business quite clearly, but it didn't fulfill me. It took me away from doing what I love to do, which is obviously write music and create things. The stress levels got to me because I didn't want to be doing what I was doing, and I kind of painted myself into this situation of I have to keep doing this and I can't stop it, because by stopping it, people rely on this business now. So how do you get out of that situation when you're falling to pieces? Because that's what was happening with me. And yeah, I've come to realize, because I've had to like analyze what exactly happened so that I could get better from it, but I painted myself into a mental corner of depression and anxiety and like insecurities, and like not self-loathing but kind of self-loathing as well, like all of these things that I don't really want to go right into now, but I just was spiraling down. I'm sweating talking about this as well. I feel really uncomfortable talking about it. It's fine, I feel like I let myself down over the last couple of years, because it's not who I am. Like, running myself in and not caring about making things and being positive, and like sharing these experiences with people, I put pressure on my relationships as well, close to me. Yeah, so that kind of rounds up, I guess. I hope you guys can connect the dots with the rest of this, where I was at. And that wasn't like 10 minutes or a couple of months. That lasted literally 2 years of me in an absolute hole. I mean, I got married during that time as well, and that, like, the only times I was happy, the only times that I was happy throughout that couple of years were times when I could truly let go of what was going on around me. And the only time I can really think of that are things like family weddings, my honeymoon. Yeah. So I hope this hasn't been that long, but I might have to split this up into different videos. But so basically with that, where I was at is talking out how to fix where I was. And the best solution for me was to realize what I find important in it's not even just in life, it's what I find important. What am I passionate about? Like, what would I do if money wasn't an issue? If I had all the money in the world, or money wasn't a thing, what would I do? And genuinely, I would just write music. I put music out and I try and go out and sing with people. It's the major thing that I'd lost sight of, is the reason why I started music in the first place, or stayed in music in the very first place, was realizing that I just want to sing to and with people. That's it. It's a connection of emotions. But when and I've said this before, but when you are singing on stage, or you're singing like a small acoustic gig or whatever, and you just hear a couple of people singing back, or a whole crowd singing back to you, like, you have that connection. That is what's important to me, and that's what I want to spend my life doing. And I thought I was on the kind of right road for that to begin with. But then going through everything that I went through mentally, and I'm still on the tail end of it. I'm not going to lie about it. I'm not like, oh, I'm perfect. I'm not. But I'm clearly, within my mind, clearly out the other end and tailing on an upward trend. I had kind of tried to think of how to get out of this business and how to shut it down without harming anyone, basically. And then the pandemic hit, and I had to try and keep it afloat. I had no choice. I had to try and keep it afloat because of everything that happened with COVID and is continuing to happen with COVID. A lot of people have turned, during the lockdowns and stuff, a lot of people have turned online and started doing bits and bobs and videos and all the rest of that kind of thing online. I was saying in a phone call to my bass player yesterday actually, saying that I'm kind of in the middle of, there's going to be a lot of people that just tend to doing it online, and then lockdowns end or whatever and people won't be doing that. I had already planned to try and move from the business to doing music as a long transitional thing. The pandemic just kind of made it so that I had to try and keep the business afloat, but then also had all this opportunity to do things like this. So I started doing the YouTube videos. every week just to force me to get back into a place where I was doing music. It was part of like a recovery thing, where it kind of took the choice out of my hands. I had to put up a video a week because I'd made the commitment to do that. It's where I started Patreon from, was to like help me lose the stress of a lot of different things to do with releasing music, and also have a core group of people that was like, you can do this, like we believe in you and we'll support you. And it gives you a responsibility, like an accountability, which really helped me. I've been ranting so long. Like, I didn't want to make this video structured because I wanted it to be real. I wanted it to be me talking to a camera as if you were here in the room with me now. And this isn't I'll probably have to re-record something to go at the beginning of this, because I don't want this to be a negative video. It's not. I know I'm talking like it because I don't like accessing those memories to talk about when I was in a really bad place, and it just gradually brings me my energy like down a bit. But this is a positive video, and I might not split this up because I don't really want to do multiple videos on this. But I keep saying to myself, you look where you were when I started doing the first YouTube video I did in this kind of rebirth of Boycott was on the 30th of May last year, and it looks rubbish. I think I've become so much better at doing this and making this kind of stuff for you, and you only get that by doing it, don't you? So, you know, we started off, what was it? I think we've grown like 100 subscribers on YouTube in the last year, which is, you know, a major part of this is not looking at numbers. But that is a metric to say, yeah, people are interested in what you're doing. That's great for me. 100 is great for me. Like if it was 10,000, I'd be sat here probably saying, yeah, that's amazing. Was I aiming for that? No, not really. I was just aiming to put out good content for you guys and good videos, good music. That's all I'm trying to do. But a year ago I was earning very little money off the residual royalties from the album and what I've got online in terms of Boycott. That's completely changed around now. The people that are getting involved are getting involved in a real way. The Patreon's growing. Like, it's been a massive year for me, and I hope this doesn't come across as me just trying to brag about some small gains that I've had. I hope that you're watching this thinking, yeah, I've done well too, and I've done this and I've done that. And it's good to share in that kind of positivity, and that's all I'm trying to put out there. Is like, there's a few things that I've talked about in this video that I wanted to do. Like, I wanted to do a separate video on why did I stop doing Boycott in the first place. I've kind of covered that. What happened to me personally, I've kind of gone over that. Mental issues that I've had and are having. I still take a supplement every day to try and balance out the serotonin to help me like not go too far either way. Yeah, I'm an open book, just share everything. Probably get some comments about that. Yeah, and I wanted to do like a roundup video of the year saying like, look, when I started this, my accounts were dead. Like, I hadn't posted on Facebook for forever. I hadn't posted on Instagram for forever, or Twitter or anything like that. And I'm trying to get better at that stuff, but everything's growing gradually. And you guys that are subscribed, and if you're not, please hit the subscribe button. Mostly the videos are a bit more entertaining than this one is. If you follow me here or anywhere online, you are part of this kind of rebirth, this kind of resurrection of my music career, my one-man Boycott project, and me as a person as well. So I kind of, well, no, I don't kind of, I just want to say thank you for that. That's basically all this video is I wanted to say thank you so much for showing your support to me over the last year. And if you've supported me for longer than that, obviously I still appreciate it, even though I've been out of the game for like I said 2 or maybe 3 years. I still appreciate it, and it still blows my mind when I get messages from people across the world or down the road or whatever saying like, oh, I really like this track that you did, it really like spoke to me, or whatever it is. It's taken on new meaning for me now because of how I've grown over the last 5 years probably. It's made me not appreciate it more, but kind of think about it in a different way and take it on board and kind of grow with those comments and grow with the support that you get. I just hope that I can keep delivering music and videos and just delivering me to you, and it helps you, I don't know, puts a smile on your face like once a week, or you know, I write one song every 6 months that you go, that's one of my favorite songs this week, like, or you come and see me play live now that we can start playing live again. Have a conversation on live. I was talking to someone this morning, give him a shout out to Yoshi in Japan. We were talking this morning, and that blows my mind. Yeah, this is just a thank you video, I guess. I hope I don't have to cut this down so much, but it's just me saying thank you so much for the past year. I'm determined to keep this moving forward, keep delivering stuff for you guys. And yeah, I feel changed as a person. I feel closer to who I used to be, and you are a massive part of that, so thank you. I'm going to stop now, and if I've forgotten to say anything, I'll just tack it on. But yeah, if you're still here, thanks for watching. That's all this video is supposed to be, and probably a bit more. Yeah, I'll see you in the next one.